Hello YouTube. Welcome back to Glasgow, Montana Recycling Channel on YouTube. Before I hit the record button, I was looking at this YouTube channel and I have not posted a video in about 6 years. But I enjoy the YouTube platform so much and enjoy watching all the different creators, the professional ones, as well as the hacks like me that just like to get on and share what they've been doing, share what they've been working on. And I decided I would give it a go again. Got something on the lens, according to my phone, it says I need to clean it. So maybe before I shoot another one of these, I'll do that again. Can't keep my hands out of the way. Anyway, so for those of you, my 150 subscribers who may remember this channel, I was doing scrapping videos where I was recycling metal and electronics and those kinds of things and making videos about that. And that little side gig has kind of pretty much stopped. If you watch some of my old videos, you'll find out that I live way out in the middle of nowhere. So it was to haul the stuff to the nearest scrapyard, and with gas prices at the time and with metal prices being really low at the time, it was getting to be a pretty expensive hobby. I'm all for recycling, and if you guys live in a area where you're close to a scrapyard, I encourage you to, you don't have to make a business out of it or anything like that, but just make a pile of old metal and stuff, and when you head that way, you can get a couple bucks back. Might, fill your tank up with gas. But anyway, I thought about changing the name of this channel from Glasgow, Montana Recycling to something new and exciting. But for the kind of stuff that I'm going to be filming and adding from here on out, I guess it's still kind of recycling. So I'm going to flip you around and show you my, well, it's not a new project, but anyway, I'll tell you more about that. So you probably saw behind me this beauty. It is a 1989 Chevrolet 1500. For those of you who know what that means, it's a quarter-ton pickup. I didn't know this when I bought this gem. It is only a rear-wheel drive. I would have preferred a four-wheel drive because the country I live in up here, you could Google Glasgow, Montana. The winters are brutal. There's probably about 2-3 inches on the snow on the ground right now, which is why I am coming to you from my heated garage. Yes, this little guy right here replaced a behemoth heater that I had, natural gas heater that I had mounted there. I did singe my eyebrows off with it once, and it developed some issues. So anyway, I did the old internet search and found this guy, and I have one in my enclosed back porch also, and I've got it on the lowest setting, and it's about 65 degrees in here. And as you can tell, this garage isn't super well insulated, but and it's a disaster area too. So, but if it was clean, that means I'm not doing anything. So I'm getting distracted. So back to this beautiful. Look at the paint job on this bad boy. Isn't she great? From what I learned from other YouTubers that fix old pickups, these your Chevys, the paint was atrocious. However, I said this wasn't a new project. I just looked at the title for this old girl, and I bought it from a lady. Her spouse had passed away, and it had been parked in her yard for several years before I bought it. And I bought this in April of 2021. So going on 4 years, it's been sitting in my yard or my garage. When I bought it, it had no battery. It would not even attempt to crank, and it certainly would not start. So, my buddy Curtis and I went over. This is the second battery. Don't leave your battery connected in 30 below winters. Disconnect them and bring them inside a heated garage or somewhere they don't survive the cold, even if you're not even using them. Batteries suck. Make them better. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, so I bought a battery, slapped it in, gave it the old try. Nothing. So my buddy Curtis helped me pull it from her yard over to my yard, and it sat there for a while because I had this thing garage full of junk, and my wife was parking in here at the time, so I didn't have too much of a chance to work on it. However, I didn't take much of a chance to work on it. As many of you know, you get these projects and they kind of tend to sit. Well, here recently, not because it's New Year's, that's just coincidence. Before New Year's, I started working on this bad boy again. I got it in here, got the heater turned on, got some new handy dandy plug-in LED lights. Look at those gorgeous bad boys. These things were super cheap. I screwed them into the wall and I plugged them in, but they add so much more light in here. I'm glad I bought them. Yeah, I'm not about selling you guys anything. I know you're supposed to do affiliate marketing and all that crap, but I'm just about running my yap, and maybe my grandkids will watch this stuff one of these days and figure out what the crazy Papa was. They call me Papa, not Grandpa or Granddaddy or any of that business. They'll figure out what I was doing out here in my garage all these years, and maybe they'll learn a thing or two. My grandson, he's 3, and I think he's going to be helping me pretty soon, finding screwdrivers and wrenches and such. But that's another thing. I know I'm rambling, so if you don't like someone who rambles, please bear with me. I'll try to keep showing you different things on the... let me finish the story. So anyway, I finally got it pulled in, and I'm like, I'm going to get to work on this thing. So it wouldn't start. The first thing I did, this was a couple of years ago, was put a new starter and battery in. I told you about the battery. Well, I did some research, got the Chilton's book. I'm not an electrician, but I just threw a dart and landed on a starter. And so that, I apologize to you mechanics out there because you know all this stuff, but I had to climb up underneath the pickup down there, and I'm a big man, and it was tight and cramped, and I said lots of swear words, but I finally got the starter in. I got the battery charged up, and wouldn't you know it, it cranked and tried to crank and it cranked, but it did not start. So maybe in me, I was like, well, that's good enough for this year, and that's kind of where I left it. So when I got my wife and my daughters to help me push it in here, I'm like, started scratching my head. Well, It's cranking. I'm pretty sure the ignition's working. Why don't I try? I'm probably not getting fuel. So what do you do when you're not getting fuel? Well, you replace the fuel pump. And in my case, to get to the fuel pump, you can either drop the tank. There are, gosh, I'm a terrible video person. But anyway, there's straps that live under here. You can see the bolt, and there's one side of the strap. And anyway, they run underneath the tank. There's two of them on this 89 Chevy. That's what holds the tank up, kind of bolted to the frame. Well, you can either put your car on your truck on stands and drop the tank and get to this business, or you can realize there's all kinds of work to do and you don't like bending over and climbing under stuff. So if you can work at it from above, what you do is you call your buddy Chris, who is a strongman, awesome weightlifter, and you say, hey buddy, why don't you help me pull the bed off of this beautiful project of mine? And sure enough, he came over and was nice enough to pick the bed up off. It is outside, sitting on some 4x4s and scrap wood, collecting snow right now. But it's good. It's been sitting out forever. Not going to hurt anything. So anyway, for you non-mechanics, which that includes me, more on that later. The next thing you do is, that's where the fuel pump lives. So I pulled the old one out of that hole, and it literally was crumbling. The plastic pieces were falling off of it and dropping down into the tank. The gas was, I don't know, like a dark red, gross, brownish. Anyway, the gas that was in the tank, let's just say I drained it, and it's not with us anymore. I took it to the landfill where they process old oil and stuff like that around here, which is a super awesome thing that they do. And anyway, I said, well, might as well start with a clean slate. And when I ordered the fuel pump, I also ordered a new gas tank, and it also came with some new straps. Oh, I can show you the old straps because they're laying here. So, yep, this is the old strap. It's kind of all bent. Bent. Yep, but you can kind of get an idea, maybe, of what's going on underneath that tank. And there's two of them. And yeah, I'll throw them in the metal pile and recycle them one day, because that's what we do at Glasgow, Montana Recycling. We recycle. So, I'm still talking, yes, but it's awesome. So, got to create content, right? Right, YouTubers? So anyway, got that in. Had the battery on a charger. I think at this point, I somehow managed to kill the first battery I bought for this pickup between the elements and the cold weather and draining it and not regularly keeping it charged. I went and got another battery, so that's another $200. $400 in batteries in this bad boy so far. Gotta love it. Anyway, so fuel pump, fuel filter, which on these pickups is right along the rail underneath. Yeah, right underneath there. I plumbed. This is my temporary creeper. Old big boxes, shipping boxes. One of them is what they ship my gas tank in, and I don't even remember what the other one is. Anyway, they work. They keep me off the cold concrete, and that's nice. But I've got a creeper on the way. My daughter got me a gift certificate to Harbor Freight for Christmas, and that is one of my presents that she bought me, or I bought me for the money with a certificate she bought me. Anyway, I'll show you that bad boy when it shows up any day now. Any day now. Come on, Harbor Freight. Anyway, somebody needs to take their Ritalin today. Just kidding. So anyway, now it's cranking, but it's not starting. So, you know, what little I do know about old vehicles with carburetors. When I was in high school, I had a car that if it got below 40 degrees, the only way you could get it to start was with a can of this stuff. Maybe not this particular Johnson stuff, but the starter fluid stuff. Again, I'm not selling you crap. This is just the can that O'Reilly's had, and that's what I used. Anyway, you pull off this bad boy, you mechanics, you can laugh at me all you want. You pull off the cover off your air intake. There's a filter in there. For you young kids who've never seen a prehistoric dinosaur like this, this is the transition from old school carburetors to fuel injection. So anyway, you pull that cap off, you get your filter out of the way, and you squirt some stuff in there, and it would make a sound like it was starting, but no go. That's with the new fuel pump, with the new fuel filter. I know I'm getting fuel, or I know the pump is pumping because I can hear it when you turn the key on. But it will just kind of brrr, and then nothing. Will not stay running. So starting to get a little discouraged because I'm really trying to get this bad boy running. In the meantime, I'm working on other things that I can do here and there while I scour YouTube. Scraping off some rust over here. I'm going to prime it and repaint this so it doesn't get any rustier. Luckily, where we are in Montana, we don't use a lot of salt on the roads. So this thing is, I mean, it's got rust on it, obviously, but it's not as bad as some of the videos I see. Anyway, so working on other stuff, working on other projects here and there in the house, scratching my head, okay, what I'm going to do. Well, lo and behold, the YouTube gods have been shining on me lately. So I found a video. Sorry, the guy whose video it is, I forget your name. It was two guys, actually. And if you guys watch pickup videos, you may know exactly who I'm talking about. These guys are from Texas. One guy is a loudmouth, even louder than me, who likes the sound of his own voice even more than me. Bless his heart, as they say in the South. But the other guy's a really smart mechanic. And anyway, I am a novice mechanic, very pickup mechanic. I had very little experience working on cars and trucks. But anyway, that's why I'm doing this, because I like to learn stuff. So what they did the same steps I did. Got a new battery, put a new starter in. It's the same year, different, slightly different, but engine's all the same, you know. Anyway, put a new fuel pump in. So I'm like, well, they're doing all the things I'm doing. What are they doing different? Well, they took off the air intake, and underneath that are your fuel injectors, which is the modern approach to getting fuel to your internal combustion engine. I'm not going to do this because I just put this back on earlier tonight. But anyway, if you take this whole thing comes off, it pops off over there and in here, and then you take a little ratchet hammer or a little hammer, and you can tap on those fuel injectors, because what happens is when you sit fuel in lines for years and years, God knows how many years, well, it tends to gum up. Well, I knew the junk in that old tank was junk. So, shocker, the stuff in the lines and all the way up in the engine was junk too. And it was causing those fuel injectors to clog and stick. And a little taparoo, while my lovely wife was in the pickup going, you can see the fuel start squirting in the hole going into the engine. Yes, the V8 5.7 liter 350 cubic inch powerhouse Chevy motor. No, anyway, yes, and then wouldn't you know it, it started up and sang like a kitten. This just happened earlier tonight, folks. I made a different video of it with a lot of swear words and sent it to my buddy Chris because we've been talking about it at work all week, and I was like, dude, I'm going to start 2025 off right, and I'm going to get this pickup running. So anyway, you know, the big reveal. Got to have a big reveal. Listen to this. Ooh, buddy. Oh, buddy. I love that sound. But I'm in an enclosed garage, so we're, you know, that whole carbon monoxide thing. Anyway, it's kind of dark in here, but this bad boy's got 144, we'll call it 145,000 miles, next to new, brand new. I vacuumed it once I knew that it was going to run. I broke out the shop vac and sucked up all the gross. I mean, this thing had, yeah. Anyway, oh, you can see the back seat where I haven't got to yet. That's just a taste. I've pulled all the garbage off of it. But anyway, yeah. Some critters definitely got in here and chewed some stuff up. But anyway, the upholstery, surprisingly, once I got all the debris off of it, it looks not too bad. I was really surprised. I mean, and it's dusty as crap, but oh, that fell off. We got to fix that. Oh, that went. Oh boy. YouTube. I don't know how long I was recording without being recording. I said a lot of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to go back and watch the stuff that I may or may not have recorded. I don't think I finished this thought before the camera turned off. My dad nor my stepdad were really mechanics. They never really taught me how to work on vehicles. My dad would change the oil in our car when I was real young. My stepdad, he's super smart locksmith, knows how to work with tools and work with his hands, but he's of the mindset that if he can pay somebody to do it and they do it much better, quicker, correct the first time, that's what he's going to do. So he bought me my stepdad bought me my first car and tried to make it a learning car because it needed a paint job kind of like this one. But I smashed that thing 6 months into owning it. And after that, it was on me to make my way and buy my wheels. So anyway, oh, you're supposed to say, if you like what you see on this video, please like, subscribe, and comment down below on things that you'd like to see. Well, what's going to be on some future episodes of Glasgow, Montana Recycling? Well, you ask. Obviously, you're going to watch me do some stuff on the pickup and watch me bang my head and say some swear words because it seems like it never goes right the first time. So anyways, and another thing that the YouTube gods have shown me, you can't see it. I'll give you a sneak peek. That is a old dresser that is currently operating as a tool bench. But the wonderful YouTube folks that refinish. I should say refinish. I ain't restoring anything. I'm going to refinish and flip some furniture. This is my first piece. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. Just had to have it. It's actually a nice, it's a nice old dresser. It's got some cosmetic stuff, but don't we all when we get to be really old? But before that, I have these beautiful, these are 2 of 4 cabinet doors that go to a built-in pantry in my house. And the wife was supposed to sand and paint these I think she started that project before I started this project. But because I want to try out and test my sanding and painting skills, I figure I could do it on something that doesn't really matter if I don't get it perfect anyway. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to sand, paint, and maybe the cabinet needs some hardware because that's why we took it off in the first place, because one of the cabinet doors, the bigger one, would never stay closed, and we painted. And anyway, so that's first up. Then we're going to do, once I get comfortable, we're going to try to tackle this bad boy. This is going to be a furniture flip. I have no need or want for it, but it is well constructed, and well, more in the video when that comes. I'll tell you what I paid for it, tell you what I end up getting for it, and show you all the steps in between. There's tons of videos of beautiful guys and gals that do it way better than I am, but maybe, just maybe, I'll have a nugget of wisdom that you guys find entertaining. That's dirty. Anyway, before this thing shuts off again, I'm going to go back and watch the first thing, and then I'm going to have to retrain myself on how to video edit. Again, I hated that part. So it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. I'm not going to, no. But I'll get something out there, and I'll see you on the next one, because I'm going to start doing this. Yeah, I'll tell another story in the next video about kind of why I got discouraged with YouTube, but now I'm going to try to turn over a new leaf. Anyway, come back for more. I got a lot to say. Talk to you later. Bye, peeps.